What is up, everybody? This is your boy AJ Trip, and this is the word according to me, and this is about gun control. And I'm gonna do a little reading for you, and everything like that. Links will be down in the description box. You can go and look for yourself and read for yourself and things like that. And I was also ask you to go and do like research on this topic, big time, because this is obviously a big thing in our country when it comes to the gun control and the gun laws and things like that. And in fact, the Republicans in Congress have just they've just recently, just this week, week that I'm recording this, they just passed a law saying that if you have a permit to conceal carry a gun, that you can actually cross state lines with that gun. Yeah, you can cross state lines. You can go from state to state with that gun, and it'd be legal and everything like that. And I don't get the concealed carry stuff. It's somebody somehow passed in Illinois, and Illinois has been like a blue state forever, but somehow it passed in there, and so I am not a fan of guns. I never have, never will. I will not have a gun in my house. At least not a one that shoots bullets. I may have one that shoots water. May have one that shoots glue, staples, but no bullets, no nails. Maybe a taser gun for protection, but there will be no guns in my house ever. No, that's not gonna happen. And so I'm just not a fan of it. I'm not a fan of this whole thing with the guns and everything. I have no idea about our fascination with guns or anything like that. I just don't know why it's like this here, and I'm not sure. But I try to see other people's views, and I try to see everything like that. So I've been doing some searching, and I'm trying to find out the pros and cons of gun control and things like that. So I got a few things here that I want to read, and we're gonna talk about it here. And the comment section is always open, so you can go ahead and have a comment on it and everything like that. So like I said, these are like websites that I found, so links will be down in the description box. You can make sure you can go and look at this. This first one I'm reading to you. The pros and cons of gun control. The arguments used to debate any difficult topic can inherently be viewed from two vastly different viewpoints. If that were not the case, it would not be a difficult topic to resolve. To illustrate, here are a couple pros and cons of gun control. Number one, the right to bear arms is guaranteed in the Constitution. The Founding Fathers saw personal gun ownership as a means to protect against tyrannical rule. Since its creation, though many changes in culture, our Constitution has shown again and again the wisdom and forethought of its architects, so that it is only natural to continue to rely on it for guidance and authority. But the wisdom and forethought of the architects also included insignificant amounts of flexibility, along with the ability to change and adapt to an evolving cultural and social norms. A good idea in colonial terms may not inherently be a good idea in modern times. And by including the mechanism by which the document can be amended, the Founding Fathers planned for that kind of eventuality. And I think that's actually perfect. Yes, while the right to bear arms was given to us, so that if something would happen, the Americans, the citizens could right the wrong from tyrannical rule. But that's not going to happen, despite what some people think is happening right now with our government. But no, it's not. That's more than likely not going to happen. You're not going to need your gun to take back your land and your country from the government. That's just not going to happen. So I think that's got to be thought of when it comes to what the original amendment was talked about, right? So let's do let's go to this number 2. An armed citizenry insert Sam Jackson meme will only cause more harm than good. With the proliferation of any dangerous item, the possibility for an accidental injury or death naturally goes up. It is true of guns, automobiles, and backyard swimming pools. But that potential risk may well be mitigated by the benefit of arming normal citizens so that the criminals might think twice before committing a crime, not knowing when or from where a gun might be pointed at them. Whether in favor or against gun control, pros and cons of gun control statistics can be used to further each argument. It is the very definition of a gray area. Unfortunately, the grayer the area, the more black and white it can seem to zealous supporters on either side. And I think that is a definitely right there. I have always said this world is not a black and white world. This world is a world where 95% of the stuff is a shade of gray. And I think this is a shade of gray without question, because there are definitely some pros to having guns. But I also think but in my opinion, there are much more cons. And they mentioned it right there when they talked about having armed citizens on the street. I just mentioned about the conceal and carry law, right? I mean, we're really going to have this. We're really going to have this. You can carry your gun to the next state. For what reason? Why would you need to carry your gun to the next state? Really? Why? For self-defense? I got something here. This is another thing. It's basically from the same site. Pros and cons of gun control net. Different articles. Again, links will be down in the description box below. Make sure you click on them. You go through and you read them as well. And also do your Google searches, do everything. So this is a question. They ask, where does self-defense end? The Second Amendment guarantees us the right to bear arms in order to defend ourselves and keep our government from repeating the mistakes of our former British overlords. Firearms, it is claimed, are our only defense against tyranny in the modern age. This is the biggest among gun control debate cons for detractors of stricter regulation. On the flip side, those arguing the gun control debate pros state that weapons are overwhelmingly used for cases of offense instead of defense they are meant for. Business Week states that some estimates put defensive gun use at 300,000 instances a year. On the other hand, according to the Slate.com, firearm used by criminals numbers above 500,000 instances annually. The gun control debate will continue to rage on in the United States. To really understand the issue, Americans must see both the pros and cons of gun control debate questions. Only through education, understanding, communication will these issues be solved. Consider these 3 questions in your next gun control debate. That was one of the other questions. The other questions are, what are the U.S. murder rates compared to government, and would you support gun insurance? And so make sure you check those out. But going back, where does self-defense end? You're right. So you're talking about self-defense, but it says it right there in the text. there are 300,000 instances where a gun has been used to defend itself. However, there are more numbers, above 500,000 times in which a gun has been used on the offense by criminals, by nut jobs, by everybody. So yeah, even though you may use it you may want it for defense, it's mostly used for not defense. It's used to harm, to murder, to kill people. So I really do think you have to do a lot of other things here. Here is another article. The average gun owner is irresponsible. 3 reasons for tougher gun control. One of the biggest headline stories has been the murder of 23-year-old Christopher Lane, a baseball player from Australia who was gunned down by 3 Oklahoma teenagers while running. Why? The unbelievable answers was they felt bored. This case and others like it have again raised the question, have we made guns too easy to access by people who are likely to misuse them? They felt bored. There is no real debate against gun control to be had. There are only people who would rather argue than look at evidence. And then there are people willing to allow restrictions if it means a safer environment for everyone. We understand, however, that this is a volatile way to enter gun control debate arguments. So here are our 3 reasons why we stand behind this. 1. The Second Amendment is misunderstood. When it was written, the right to bear arms referred to a number of weapons. Guns at that point in time had to be imported, making them expensive enough that few people had them. Guns were also barely more efficient at killing than a knife. So assuming that the context had remained the same over time is flawed. The laws should be updated to reflect the growing danger guns pose, owing to their accuracy and relatively attainable price. And like I read in the past couple articles, right? They were also used to protect against tyranny, and the government is not going to come to your house anymore and drag you out by your scruff of your neck. Not going to do that anymore. Number 2, your fear is not a law. A common point in pro-gun control debates is that we will be withholding guns from people who need to protect themselves against the lawless, who would obtain guns anyway. There are, however, a few gun control statistics to support this. The U.S. is not only gun control in the world to have this issue, but it does have the highest rate of legal gun ownership. Correspondingly, the U.S. has more than double the death rate by gun than any developed nation. These numbers show that there are more restrictions in place limiting ownership to responsible individuals, less people die. Number 3, the reality of the average owner. You can argue back and forth about the gun control debate, pros and cons, but many gun control debate arguments assume responsible ownership. Many completely legal guns end up killing people because owners are careless. The National Institute of Justice conducted studies several years ago to determine what gun ownership looked like. They found out that more than half of all guns were stored unlocked, and 16% were stored unlocked and loaded. Another study published in Oxford Journals noted that having a gun increases the risk of homicide and suicide in the home. Even if we like to think we only use them in the right circumstances, 32% of homicides by home gun occur during a family argument. Really? Wow. Come on, guys. This I know you guys want your guns, and you feel like you can protect it, but I don't know. This just seems like this is showing from all the stuff that I'm reading, and I'm not cherry picking. I'm trying to find pros and cons on both sides. The more I read, the more it seems like to me that just having guns is just really, really foolish. Really is. So now, with all that being said, again, go back to what I've said and what I said. This is a shades of gray issue. There is no black or white. Even though it does seem like the right thing to do would be is to have gun control laws, make them put a bunch of restrictions on them. Get rid of this concealed carry stuff. Maybe even just abolish the Second Amendment altogether, right? I know you can't do that, and so it is just a definite. It is just a hard topic to talk about and come to conclusions with, and that would never happen. I think that's never going to happen. But there are just a couple more things I want to read for you here. Then I'm gonna stop with this. But I found this again. This is the Business Insider. This came directly after we had the Las Vegas shooting, that there were 307 mass shootings in the United States so far in 2017, and that's this is we put it at November 6th, 2017. On Sunday, at least 26 people were killed and several others were injured when a man approached the First Baptist Church in Sutherland Springs, Texas, and started shooting. The incident marks the 307th mass shooting in 2017, according to the nonprofit Gun Violence Archive, which tracks shootings in the U.S. To put this into perspective, we are 310 days into the year, which means the U.S. had nearly as many mass shootings as days in 2017. Americans are more likely to die from gun violence than many leading causes of death combined, with some 11,000 people in the U.S. killed from firearm assaults each year. And it goes on and on and on, and it gives you the list of the mass shootings. And I'm guessing they're counting the mass shootings as maybe a certain amount of people being shot during during gun violence. So yeah, so that's that. You can again that link will also be down in the description box. And then there's this one. 2017 is the deadliest year for mass in at least a decade. With 2017 is the deadliest year for mass killings in at least a decade. This was written November 6th as well. With nearly 8 weeks until the end of the year, 2017 has already earned a better honor. It is the most deadly year for mass killings in the U.S. in more than a decade. Sunday's shooting at First Baptist Church of Sutherland Springs, Texas, which killed 26 people, raised the total victims lost in mass killings this year to 208. 208. According to US Today data. The runner-up was 2016, which saw 188 people lost in sex attacks. Since 2006, US Today has tracked a total of 358 mass killings that have claimed the lives of 1,883 people The cases include shootings, stabbings, fires, and blunt force attacks, among others, in 45 states and the District of Columbia. They date back to a January 1st, 2006 stabbing in Richmond, Virginia that killed 4 people, and end for the moment with Sunday's horrific attack at the Texas church. The past 2 years have not offered encouraging news. 3 of the 5 largest killings in Sutherland Springs, Las Vegas, and Orlando, Florida have taken place since June 2016, the data show. Taken together, the 3 large attacks have claimed 133 lives. The Orlando, Florida was the shooting at the club, the gay club. For those of y'all who may have forgotten. For its database, USA Today examined FBI data, which defines a mass killing as one claiming 4 or more victims, not including the perpetrator or perpetrators. USA Today also examines local police records and media reports and found that mass killings happen far more often than the government reports. Wow. Firearms are mostly used. The USA Today stats found that 77% of mass killings involve a gun, but the killers use whatever is available, from their hands to saws to baseball bats and fire. About 1 in 3 killers do not leave the scene alive. 1 in 4 commit suicide, while others die at the hands of the police. Still, more are deemed incompetent due to mental illness. On average, USA Today found mass killings take place about once every 2 weeks, though large public killings like those in Sutherland Springs, Las Vegas, Orlando, San Diego, Bernardino, California, and Newtown, Connecticut earn headlines and national attention. The data reveal that these account for only about 1 in 5 mass killings. Most are domestic disputes going horribly wrong. The majority of the cases are breakups, estrangements, and family arguments that turn violent, the data show, often in the home. Just 19% of mass killings take place in public. About 51% know their killer, even if they aren't the main target. 1 in 4 is a close family member, a spouse, sibling, parent, or child. Nearly 1 in 3 is under 18. Police investigating Sunday's shooting said gunman David Kelly, 26, entered the church late Sunday morning dressed in black tactical gear, walked down the church's center aisle, and began shooting on his way back out. Wilson County Sheriff Joe D. Tackett Jr. said. Freeman Martin of the Texas Department of Public Safety said Kelly's mother-in-law had previously attended services at the church, but was not there during Sunday's attack. Martin said Kelly had sent threatening text messages to his mother-in-law. He noted that there was a domestic situation going on with his family. The shooting, Martin said, was not racially motivated. It wasn't over religious beliefs. Kelly was court-martialed in 2017 for assaulting his spouse and their child, receiving a bad conduct discharge from the Air Force and 12 months of confinement, Air Force officials said. So, obviously a guy with some seriously mental issues. Yeah. I think after reading all of this and just and looking at all of this and reading the stuff that found on pros and cons of guncontrol.net and others and then the stuff that I just read from the USA Today and Business Insider. To me, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. We need gun control in this country. We need it, and I know that a lot of you out there want to have your guns, and you want your guns to protect yourselves and things like that. But I think maybe the compromise is that it's the taser gun option. I think that's the compromise. You can have a taser gun in your home, and you can conceal and carry a taser gun, but guns that shoot bullets that can be used to kill people can no longer be allowed. I'm sorry, at least in my opinion. I don't see it. I don't believe it. I think this is the way to go. I think this is the way we become a better country. This is the way we become better people. This is the way we end losing our brothers and sisters. This is a gun issue, guys. This is a gun issue. Those many people lost. Wow. And the date that I filmed this, because this will be shown, this will be posted during the holiday break, but so there may be one beforehand, but the date that this was recorded, there had not been another mass killing and mass shooting. This was the last one was the Las Vegas one, I believe. Unless I completely missed one. If I did, I apologize. But, so yeah, definitely, this is one that is kind of near and dear to me, and I really do think that this needs to be a different story. So, different thing. So post your comments down below. Tell me what you guys think. Tell me what you guys thought. Again, like I always said, you know, I've given you the links, but I implore you to Google and find out more of about your you know, some of your stuff. You know, if you think that, you know, you can find other stuff, please find it, post it down in the comment section. I will read it. I want to hear both. I want to hear both sides as much as I can. But I do think that the right thing is to get rid of the Second Amendment altogether, and say that if you want a gun in your home, if you want a gun on your person, it has to be a taser gun. And any other type of gun, you will be severely punished for having. So, once again, post your comments down below. Tell me what you guys think. Like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, and as always, thank you so much for watching. This is your boy AJ Tripp signing off. As always, be good to each other, y'all. Be careful out there. Be very careful out there. And I am out.